What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show, and I'm here with my pal, Sully Sports. What's going on, Sully?
Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Yo, yo.
Yo.
Ski.
Uh-huh.
What are we doing today, Sully?
We're going to go over all of the games coming up Sunday, Monday. We're going to go over what happened on Thursday.
Yes, we are going to break them down. We're going to talk about each one for 2 minutos, and yeah, that's what we're going to do.
All right. Want to start off with Thursday night footy?
Oh, we're getting right on into it. Okay.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
No, there's nothing.
No,
we gotta go.
Business,
we gotta go. There's no business.
Yeah,
we
got time.
We gotta run. We gotta go.
All right. Well, how was Thursday night looking for you?
Wait. Producer Kev. Okay, Producer Kev
go.
starting us off. Okay. Thursday night. Wow, that was a terrible game.
I mean, it kind of ended up exactly how we thought it would.
Yep, it was. That was what everybody thought was gonna happen. I was hoping something else would happen, but when you have a terrible game, it's gonna be a terrible game. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, it basically ended up almost exactly how we said it would.
Yeah.
A lot of Debo, a lot of Kittle, Christian McCaffrey's a guarantee, and the Giants lost by a lot.
The Giants did nothing. Daniel Jones looked terrible. Darren Waller, Darren Waller wasn't even bad. It's just like Daniel Jones couldn't throw a good pass to him. And the wide receivers did absolutely nothing. Matt Breida scored a touchdown, but nothing else really to go along with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a tough day for that Giants offense.
Yeah, if you were the poor soul that had to start Matt Breida this week, he absolutely saved his day with a touchdown. It still wasn't good.
I think he still dropped a single digit day with a touchdown.
Yeah, it was like 6 or.
Yeah,
it
was awful. It was nothing worth. It was bad. I don't know how you could do that bad while scoring a touchdown. It's pretty hard.
Well, it is the 49ers.
Yeah, the 49ers, they didn't even look that good. I'm gonna be honest with you. That first half was tough. Brock Purdy threw almost 4 interceptions in one drive, but not a single one of them got caught because the Giants DBs are just bad.
Yeah, at some point in the first half, it looked like he targeted Debo like 4 or 5 times in a row into like double and triple coverage, and he didn't come down with a single one of them.
George Kittle was out there playing defense. He swatted down a pass and then did the freaking DB celebration. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he looked a little off, but he looked like the Brock Purdy we know in the second half. Making the right decisions.
They heated up in the second half. Debo scared me there for a second. Debo went down with that little injury, but it was just the ball hitting him in the chest. He's all good. But yeah, bad game.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk's. Do you know Brandon Ayuk? Is he going to be fine for next week? Probably?
He should be. He almost played this week. I would be willing to bet he plays next week. And Ronnie Bell. Ronnie Bell was cool.
Oh, Elijah Mitchell had 11 carries, 3 receptions. Something to watch out for.
That was something to watch out for. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Falcons-Lions. A 1 o'clock slate. We're going to start talking about those games. So, Falcons-Lions. Fun game. Bijan versus Jameer.
Yep. Detroit 3.5-point favorites, over under 46 points. Detroit's looking good, but I'm going Atlanta with
I'm going Atlanta too.
I
think the Falcons look really good, and the Lions are a little beat up right now. That secondary is hurt. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I think he's going to be out for the season, they said. Or maybe he'll come back at the end, maybe.
Like a torn pec, right?
Yeah, torn pec. But, yeah, that's a big loss for them. The defense is in shambles. The only guy they really got back there at all is Aiden Hutchinson now. And, yeah, that defense is in shambles. And on top of that, you also got the wide receivers who are hurt for the Lions as well. Amon-Ra's dealing with that toe. He'll probably be wearing a steel plate in his shoe. That's what they do for turf toe. They throw a steel plate in your shoe.
Nice.
And Josh Reynolds is a little hurt too. I don't know what it is exactly. I believe it was a hamstring, but don't quote me on that. Not 100% sure. And yeah, we should see a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs. This should be the Jahmyr Gibbs day.
Yep, rookie versus rookie running back. And I'm going to be honest, this is Kyle Pitts' last chance.
Oh, man.
This is his
Kyle
last
Pitts can't
chance.
figure it out now, it's over.
This is going to be the game where if he's going to have a good game, it's this one.
Yeah.
Because Detroit's defense, like he said, is beat up. Detroit's a high-powered offense. I think they're going to force Atlanta to throw the ball a little bit more.
What was the over-under for this game?
46.
46. You think what are you taking, the over or the under?
Probably the over, because the defense is...
I think this game is going to be a little bit more underwhelming than we think. I think we're going to see a lot of running. A lot of
Atlanta Falcons football.
A lot of Bijan Robinson, a lot of Tyler Algier, and I'm not going to say a lot of Jahmyr Gibbs because I doubt the Lions will ever give him the ball out of that backfield a lot, but maybe we'll get to see a little bit of Zonovan Knight, some Craig Reynolds, and yeah.
Yeah, and if he's playing, I'm willing to flex. Josh Reynolds, Sam Laporta is a good play in a deep league. Yeah. Drake London, I'd start 100%. Yeah, I'd start.
Yeah. Matt Collins?
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay. The next game we're going to be talking about is the Saints-Packers.
All right.
This is
Saints-Packers.
it's a game. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a low-scoring game. What are the over/under and the spread on this?
Over/under 43.5, and Packers are 1.5-point favorites.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I thought the Saints were gonna be favorites. That's crazy.
Nope, I got Packers winning this one.
I got Packers winning this too. Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Love's cooking. They're gonna get Christian Watson and Aaron Jones back, most likely. I believe. Right?
They're gonna get them back, but I don't know in what capacity they're gonna get them back in. I don't know if we're gonna see Aaron Jones out there every single snap like we did Week 1, and I highly doubt we're gonna see Christian Watson out there every single snap. I think there's gonna be a lot of cycling. We're gonna see a little bit of Christian Watson, a little bit of Aaron Jones, a little bit of A.J. Dillon, a little bit of Romeo Doubs, a little bit of Jaden Reed, some Luke Musgrave, Dontavian Wicks. They're going to mix everybody in. They're going to get everybody a little involved because everybody's a little banged up right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely not starting Christian Watson.
No,
his first game back.
No.
You got.
I might not even start Aaron Jones, honestly.
Really?
Like I know the running back world is a little iffy right now, but that Saints defense is good.
It's true, but for Christian Watson, you want to see how his role is in the offense. He might not have the same role he did last year, and he's probably going to get eased back, so I would avoid starting him. In terms of other guys, I would be willing to start Taysom this week.
We're always starting Taysom. You never can go wrong starting Taysom. He can always get that carry on the goal line, get you a touchdown, and you throw him at the tight end position, and it's a good day.
This is especially going to be a good week with no Alvin Kamara, no Jamal Williams. It's going to be Kendre Miller, Tony Jones, and Taysom Hill. So,
who do you think will have a bigger role in this backfield, Kendre Miller or Tony Jones?
I mean, Tony Jones scored 2 touchdowns last week. And Kendre Miller's coming off an injury, so I would probably say Tony Jones. But if I were to take a bet, I would say Taysom.
What about Olave and Michael Thomas, real quick?
Olave.
Olave? I'm taking Michael Thomas. I think Michael Thomas will have a better game.
It's not crazy.
Yeah. Jair Alexander.
Yeah.
Chargers Vikings. Okay, here we go. Here's the one. High scoring. Chargers. I got them winning.
Yep. Game of the week. I'm taking Vikings getting their first win of the year. I mean, both
of these teams are 0-2, aren't they?
They are 0-2.
Oh, man, this is going to be this is a huge game because if you're starting out 0-3, you're basically screwed. Your season's done.
Right. Vikings 1-point favorites. 53.5 over/under, highest over/under by quite a bit. I think Vikings are going to win.
This is going to be a great game. Yeah, this is going to be a good game to watch.
You can't really go wrong taking either of the teams here. They're both in very similar situations to me. Defenses that are underperforming and really good offenses. So it should be a shootout, and we just heard that Austin Eckler is going to be out again. So that's
fire up Josh Kelly.
Fire up Josh
Kelly.
Fire
up everybody for this game. Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, Alexander Madison, Kirk Cousins, T.J. Hawkinson, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams.
Gerald Everett?
Throw him out there. If you have somebody you can play in this game, play them because the odds are this is probably going to be a decent scoring game, probably higher than 24-24 or something like that, around that.
Yeah, you want a piece of this game.
Yeah, for sure. Which side would you rather have, though?
What do you mean? Like
the Chargers or the Vikings, fantasy-wise?
Oh, Vikings. They got the best player in fantasy football.
That's true. That does make sense. Yeah. That does make sense.
I mean, if the Chargers had Eckler playing, I could definitely hear an argument for Chargers, but Vikings side to me is, especially because the way Kirk Cousins is playing, he's the QB1 right now.
Yeah,
he is playing out of his mind, so...
I think what am I excited to see? I'm excited to see something. I just can't remember what it was.
This game. He's excited to see this game.
This game. Yeah.
Well, you're not excited to see Cam Akers because he's probably not.
Yes, that was what I was going to say. Thank you. Oh my goodness, it went right off the top of my head. Cam Akers is not playing, and he's still learning that playbook. Got to figure it out. Needs to take some time. But...
Yeah, I mean, even if he was playing, you're not.
No,
you're not
starting Cam Akers.
You're not starting.
Good news for Alexander Madison, though. Maybe this will be the bounce back week.
You can only hope.
Yeah. Next game we're going to be talking about is the Texans-Jags. And, I'm calling it here. I'm calling it. I know it's crazy. I'm calling the upset. C.J. Stroud and the Texans are going to beat the Jags.
No, I don't think they are, man.
Hey, man, I think this is going to be a much closer game than people expect. And I think C.J. Stroud will carry it through. He will get it done, and he's going to win this game.
I do definitely think it is going to be a close game. Jacksonville are 8-point favorites. I think that's too much.
Yeah, that's way too much in my opinion.
Over/under is 44.5, and I think Jacksonville's going to win this strictly on the back of Travis Etienne.
Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, but I also think C.J. Stroud is just a really good quarterback, and out of all the rookie quarterbacks we've seen so far, he has been by far the best. And I don't know, last week I really liked what I saw at the end of the game against the Colts. I know it was the end of the game, and I know they lost, but I really liked what I saw, and I think C.J. Stroud could go out there and win this game.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a little far-fetched. Yeah. I know. But, crazier things have happened.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not betting on a team that just got torched by Zach Moss on the ground.
Yeah, hey man, you bet on what you want. That's it. I mean, they're definitely not in a position where you think they're going to win this game, but I think they can. And for fantasy, I'm starting almost everybody on both offenses in this game. We got the dogs in here. The dogs are dogging.
I mean, we're going to be without Zay Jones on the Jacksonville side.
Yes, we just heard that, yep.
So Christian Kirk had a great game.
He's a wide receiver 3. Do they even have a wide receiver 3?
Jamal
They probably
Agnew?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they have a wide receiver 3. They're not going to be. It's going to be a big Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram type of game.
Definitely. And for the Texans,
Nico Collins to the moon. And I'm starting Tank Dell and Robert Woods. I think that C.J. Stroud's throwing that ball that much. He has the 4th most passing attempts in the league right now, and I'm starting all 3 of them. They throw the ball enough for all 3 to be successful.
Dalton Schultz?
Last week. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure, why not? Do it. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Broncos-Dolphins.
Yes, sir. Miami 6.5-point favorites, over under 47.5.
I have the Dolphins winning because I'm a Dolphins fan. I got to have the Dolphins winning, but this is going to be a very difficult game for the Dolphins to win. The Broncos are 0-2, and they are playing for their life out there. If they lose this game and they're 0-3, they're screwed. These 0-3 teams, they don't do anything. They're bad afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, they could just be bad. That's
true. They could just be bad. That's also possible, but I think the Broncos are going to come out there. Russell Wilson has looked better, and I think they're going to come out there and give the Dolphins a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Miami too, but I would be willing to take the Broncos plus 6.5.
Yeah, I think it'll be a 3-point game.
Yeah, all of Miami's games have been close so far, and I don't think this is any different. Like you said, Russell Wilson's playing a lot better. 308 yards last week, 3 touchdowns, a pick, and 56 rushing yards.
Yeah, it's a bit of an inflated number though, because you got that Hail Mary at the end. What is that, 75 yards?
Stats don't lie, man.
Hey man, fantasy football. That's the most important thing here.
And obviously, you're firing up Tyreek. They're going to be without Justin Simmons, the superstar safety.
Really?
I believe so. I'm pretty sure I saw they're going to be without Justin Simmons.
Wow.
PS2 is a really good corner, though.
The Dolphins are going to be without Jalen Waddle, most likely, I think. I don't think he'll clear concussion protocol.
Yeah, Dolphins are one of the teams that when their wide receiver 2 goes down, none of their other receivers really get upgraded. No. I'm not starting Craycraft. I'm not picking up Braxton Berrios. It's the Tyreek show and Raheem Mostert.
Tyreek might drop 300 yards in this game.
If they want to win, he might have to.
There's a high possibility of that. Him and Raheem Mostert are going to be very, very involved. And the Miami Dolphins offense is going to have a tough time. You know, one name, if I did have to throw one name out there who could possibly step up in Jalen Waddle's absence, probably be Eric Ezukama.
Not even Durham Smythe?
Nah, not Durham Smythe. Eric Ezukama, they were using him the other week as kind of like a Deebo Samuel role. He was getting some, I believe I saw him get a couple carries out of the backfield, and I really like Eric Ezukama. I love him. Texas Tech legend. Next game we are going to be talking about is Titans-Browns.
Titans-Browns. This is going to be a stinker.
Icky,
gross. This is going to be a pretty trash game, in my opinion. Browns 3.5-point favorites. I don't have the over-under, so let me grab that while you talk.
I got the Browns winning this game. I think this is a bounce-back week for the Browns. I think Deshaun Watson is going to put together a much better week. And, you know, that Titans secondary, it's not crazy. It's nothing that's going to, you want to write home about. It's nothing crazy. And I think Deshaun Watson can have a good bounce-back game and get this Browns team back on track.
Yeah, 39.5-point over-under.
Oh, wow, that is low.
Yeah, it's
wow. Sheesh.
Yeah, this is a game I'm not really looking forward to really at all.
No, nobody's looking forward to this game.
Yeah, this is going to be the one when you're watching Red Zone. You might see it 2 or 3 times if you're lucky.
Or they might have it on the entire time, and it's the one game you just don't want to watch.
I mean, you're starting Jerome Ford, Amari Cooper,
It's a tough matchup for Jerome Ford, you know, that Jeffrey Simmons.
It is a tough matchup, but at the end of the day, if there's a workhorse running back or a semi-workhorse running back, I'm still willing to start.
Kareem Hunt is playing.
He's playing?
Kareem Hunt will be playing. We don't know how involved he'll be. I assume it's not going to be much. I mean, maybe 7 carries, maybe 6, 5. He'll be there, and Jerome Ford's still going to get the bulk of the carries.
Yep. You starting D-Hop?
You know, I don't know if those Browns corners are playing. They both got hurt last week. I don't know if they're playing. I haven't seen any news about either of them. I would assume that I haven't seen any news. I assume they're playing. So if they are playing, probably not. I'd probably leave Diop on the bench. That Browns defense is good. When that Browns defense is healthy and everybody's out there, they're very good.
And I don't think I said it, but I got the Titans winning this one.
Oh, yeah, we're going against each other on this.
Yeah, I think Deshaun Watson's going to have a pretty bad game. This is the game to me to bench Deshaun Watson and try to pick up.
I disagree. I'm the opposite side. I think this is the bounce back game for Deshaun Watson.
He just looked so bad.
But I'm biased. I'm a Deshaun Watson owner, so
he just looks so bad.
Yeah. Next game we are going to be talking about is Bills Commanders.
Yeah, let's go Commanders.
Listen, the Bills are going to show the world that the Commanders are frauds. The Bills are going to whoop the Commanders in this game. That is what I think is going to happen.
I mean, I don't think anybody really thinks the Commanders are that big and bad. I mean, they played two
The people in my comment sections do. They love their Commanders, man. But I think the Commanders are frauds. They played the Cardinals. They played the Broncos, both teams that really aren't good. And now they're going to be faced with a real challenge with the Bills, and I think this is going to be like a 30-10 game.
Yeah, especially with the Bills coming off a huge win against the Raiders. Josh Allen looked like Josh Allen, so
yeah,
I think he's going to carry it over and have a great game against the Commanders.
Agreed. Are you starting Gabe Davis?
If I have to. If I had other options, I wouldn't, but if I'd be comfortable with him as a flex or something.
Yeah.
Brian Robinson is looking like an every week start to me.
You know, this is going to be... They shut down Josh Jacobs last week. I think this is going to be a hard game for Brian Robinson.
I mean, it won't be an easy game, but to me, Brian Robinson's too good to not have in your
he's going to have so much work, and I'm picturing... I see that 8-9 point week out of him this week. You know, he's coming off two good, decent games. You know, I think he had 13 points week 1 and both touchdowns both weeks, and I'm ready for a bad week.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. On the Bills side, starting Allen, starting Diggs, starting Cooks, Kincaid in a pinch, maybe.
Oh, not even in a pinch. Kincaid's been great. I think he's averaging 4 yards of separation per route, and Kincaid's been really good as a rookie tight end. I'm starting Kincaid.
All right, and for the Commanders, I'm not touching Jahan Dotson. He has not shown anything so far. He's not been the breakout like a lot of people thought.
I might not even start Terry in this game, honestly.
It's not ridiculous. I mean, he saved his week with that touchdown.
Yeah,
so.
You could probably find better options, honestly, than a bunch of these Commanders players this week.
Gabe Davis or Terry McLaurin?
Gabe Davis. Call me crazy, man. Gabe Davis. I love that touchdown upside.
Is Logan Thomas playing? No, right?
No, Logan Thomas is out with a concussion.
Okay. So,
next game we are going to be talking about is the Colts-Ravens.
Yeah, Colts-Ravens.
This would have been such a fun game to watch if Anthony Richardson was active.
If Anthony Richardson was playing, I think we'd see like a combined 150 quarterback rushing yards.
This could have been such a great high-scoring game, but instead it's just going to be a Ravens win.
Yeah, I got Ravens winning 7.5 point favorites, 44.5 over/under. I just don't like Gardner Minshew against that Ravens defense, man. I would avoid everybody on the Colts this week.
Everybody?
No, I'm not starting Zach Moss. I'm not starting Michael Pittman. I would not start anybody on the Colts.
I would start Michael Pittman. I was watching some of the highlights from that game, and Michael Pittman did get targeted a lot, and I would start Michael Pittman, but outside of that, I don't think I'd be starting anybody
Michael Pittman or Gabe Davis?
Michael Pittman, just because of the targets.
All right, whatever you say, man.
On the other side, the Ravens offense, they are going to be without OBJ, and they are also going to be without Justice Hill. So you got Gus Edwards. I'd fire him up. I'm ready to fire up Gus Edwards this week.
Yeah, fire up Gus Edwards, Zay Flowers,
Mark
Andrews.
Listen, if Rashad Bateman doesn't catch at least 4 or 5 passes this game, I am throwing him out. He can get off my team. He might already be off your team by now, but I'm giving him 1 more week. And if he doesn't do it, I'm done. I'm tired of Rashad Bateman.
I mean, it's so weird. I mean, last year at the beginning,
he was their
season,
guy.
He was the guy. He was so good.
He got targeted all the time, but I don't know, man. It's just I don't know what happens. Zay Flowers comes in, and everybody doesn't know how to act.
Yeah, Zay Flowers is just the early season Rashad Bateman from last year. So.
Yeah, maybe they'll switch. Also, Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews is going to be a big game for Mark Andrews. The Colts are allowing, I believe the stat was the second most points to tight ends in fantasy right now, and yeah. You want to be starting Mark Andrews. I mean, obviously.
Yeah, you're starting him
obviously. But I think he's in for a big week. I think this is going to be a good game for Mark Andrews.
Yeah, I mean, Ravens all the way.
Yeah, Ravens all the way. It's not even a question.
Not
even a question. And, Lamar Jackson, it should be a good game for him. That Colts defense just isn't very good. We saw C.J. Stroud chop him up last week. Yeah. Next game! The next game we're going to be talking about is the Patriots-Jets. This is a fun game, a fun rivalry. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game, but I don't think it's going to be a fun game for fantasy. This is the lowest over-under, 36 points. Pat's 3-point favorites.
34?
36.
36. That's still low. That's crazy
really
low, yeah.
I got the Jets taking this one.
I do too. Yeah. The Jets have never beaten, or not never, they haven't beaten the Patriots since 2015. 2015. If they beat the Patriots, it's going to be the first time in 8 years that they have beat them. So It's a big game, big game. Last time they played, Zach Wilson threw for over 300 yards. I think he also threw for over 3 interceptions. And
Jeez,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in a closely projected game, it's hard to bet against Bill Belichick, but I think this is going to be a Breece Hall, Dalvin Cook game.
For sure. This is a Breece Hall day.
Yeah, New England got gashed by Raheem Mostert last week, and I think that these guys are going to combine for a crazy amount of yards. And
especially after Breece Hall complaining about not getting enough work last week, and yeah, for sure.
And last week, you were talking about benching Garrett Wilson, and I said, no, don't do it. I think you bench Garrett Wilson this week.
I don't. I'm ready to...
Really?
Dude, you can't bench Garrett Wilson. I don't like... That's like... I understand that would be like Justin Jefferson losing Kirk Cousins, and you say you're going to bench Justin Jefferson.
You said you should bench him last week.
I did?
Yes, that was your whole argument. You're like, oh, I think it's time to start benching Garrett Wilson. You're like, oh, he's a wide receiver. Whatever, but
I thought I said I wanted to start him because he put up 15 points last week, and I was like, he could still get it done without. I'm pretty sure I did.
I don't know, but Christian Gonzalez and the Patriots defense just locked up Tyreek Hill for 40 yards, so I think.
And a touchdown.
Oh yeah, well, like a 5-yard.
Garrett Wilson is it does. I think Garrett Wilson's matchup proof. You almost have to start Garrett Wilson every single week.
I don't think he's matchup proof. I'm gonna be honest. But I mean, I'm probably gonna end up starting him.
Yeah, I'm
probably gonna end up starting him.
I have him. I'm starting him.
I think he's gonna be stinky though. Ramondre, Hunter Henry, Breece, and Garrett Wilson, I guess.
That's it. That's it. You don't start any other wide receivers for the Jets. You don't start Zach Wilson, and that's it. Yeah. Next game we are going to be talking about is the Panthers-Seahawks.
Panthers-Seahawks, yay.
Yay!
Cool.
Seahawks are winning this game.
Yeah, even if they had Bryce Young and not Andy Dalton.
They're winning this game. They're winning this game. It wouldn't have been close either way. The Seahawks are winning this. This is one of those 30-10 games, and it seems like the score we're getting for a lot of games this year. 30-10.
Seahawks are only 5-point favorites.
That's it, really?
42-point over-under.
I wonder if that would have been bigger with Bryce Young.
I don't know, because I feel like there's an argument you can make that the Panthers would be better off in this game with Andy Dalton.
I know, that's what, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
It's really weird. I mean, the only guy, there's two guys that'd be willing to start for the Panthers, Miles Sanders and Adam Thielen in like the flex spot.
What about, I can't think of his name. What's the tight end's name? Hayden Hurst, yeah. Would you start Hayden Hurst?
I don't like Hayden Hurst, I'm going to be honest. No. I mean, he had a decent week 1, and then week 2 he had like 2 catches for like 20 yards or something like that.
Yeah, it was a bad week.
I mean, if you need to, there's worse options out there, but I wouldn't be betting on Hayden Hurst to do
Throw
much.
Adam Thielen in that lineup.
Yeah, Adam Thielen had a great game last week.
Yeah.
And on the other side?
Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. My dog is laying on my foot. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Kenneth Walker, Geno Smith, starting them all. And yeah, I would even start the Seahawks defense in this game.
Oh my gosh. JSN sneaky flex?
Man.
Disgusting.
We've been waiting for it to happen, and if this is a game that it could happen in. You know, they could get up by enough where Jackson Smith and Jigba was out there for a lot of plays, and you know, I don't know, that wrist injury that Njigba got at the beginning of the season really hurt him a lot. You know, he hasn't been. I was expecting him to come out here and be a lot more involved in the Seahawks offense, and he hasn't been.
Yeah, I mean, 10. I think this game's actually going to be a little bit closer than we think, because I think Andy Dalton's decent enough to keep a game close.
I just don't think that team is decent enough. I think the Panthers are bad.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's not a very good team, in my opinion. Next game we're going to be talking about is the Bears-Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This game is screaming fantasy points.
Woo, woo, woo.
Chiefs 12.5-point favorites, obviously. The Bears
suck.
That
is that is humongous.
Over under 48.
I would take it too. I would take that all day.
Definitely. I think if this isn't the Justin Fields get-right game, it's not going to ever
Oh, it's done.
It's
done.
over if this isn't it. Cause
if they they're going to be 0-3. They're not going to win this game.
Right.
But if Justin Fields doesn't play at least decent in this game, oh hell, man, all hell's going to break loose in that Bears organization.
Yeah, I mean, game script-wise, this is the game for Justin Fields. He's going to have to throw the ball. He's probably going to have to run more times than he did last week. He ran 4 times. If they don't get him cooking this week and keep him at least in like 2-3 score range, the organization's done. They should have just kept the first overall pick and just moved on from Justin Fields.
Bryce Young would be looking pretty good right now instead of Justin Fields if they lose that game.
I mean, for the Bears, I'm starting DJ Moore, Fields, not touching the RBs.
You're not touching Khalil Herbert?
No.
No?
I started them
run
for
defense
2 weeks
isn't
in
great.
a row. Yeah, but they're not going to run. That's the thing. They're not going to. They're going to need to throw the ball.
They might. Maybe they'll do a little couple of screen passes. You know, the running back market's so bad right now. You know, you don't have many options. You might have to start Khalil Herbert.
That's true. Other side, Mahomes, Kelsey, Pacheco, the receivers. Is there one you like?
If one of them will have a good game.
Right.
They always will. It's going to happen every single week. And if you want to be the guy who's going to risk it for the biscuit and throw one out there on your team, do it. Sure, maybe you'll get Sky Moore. Maybe Richie James and Kadarius Toney will probably... They're looking like they might not play this week. Kadarius Toney's dealing with a toe injury, and Richie James is dealing with a hamstring. So maybe Sky Moore's a start this week. I don't know.
Justin Watson? Justin Ross?
Justin Ross. I can get behind Justin Ross. The next game we are going to be talking about is on the next page of my paper. It is the Cowboys-Cardinals. Ew. Stinky game. Stinky.
When are the Cowboys going to play a real team?
Never. Never. We got to wait for them to play the Eagles.
All right, Dallas 12.5-point favorites.
Wow, is that the same as the Bears? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't know the Bears were that bad. Sheesh.
Over under 42. Them boys are getting a W. Cowboys are pulling this one off. That defense, even without Trevon Diggs, is going to be...
It's still a fantastic defense. And
a
lot of the success of that defense comes from the D-line, not even the secondary as much. But, yeah, it's still a great defense. They're not going to have any problems.
For the Cardinals, none of them are really sexy starts at all, but I'd be willing to start Connor, Ertz, and Hollywood strictly from volume.
Yeah.
Zach Ertz leads the league in targets for a tight end right now.
Does he really?
He does.
Wow.
He's been getting targeted out the wazoo from Josh Dobbs. So, strictly from volume standpoint, in such a saturated tight end market, you're going to want Zach Ertz out there.
For sure. The Cowboys' offense, though, it could be a bad day for them. I know that sounds crazy, like they're playing the Cardinals. Maybe you might think it might not be a bad day, but that defense could just shut down the Cardinals, and they might not even need the offense.
It's the same thing that's happened the past 2 weeks that we've been saying. Like, Dak Prescott may not need to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard's a lock, though.
Tony all three of them are still... Dak Prescott, you're kind of leaning towards not playing just because of that exact thing, but CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard are starting for sure. Brandon Cooks?
Is he healthy?
He's going to be playing. He was a full participant in practice. He is going to be playing for sure.
I wouldn't start Brandon Cooks.
My dog is snoring.
You're questioning whether or not you should start Dak because the offense might not do too much, so I wouldn't start the second-string receiver there.
That's true.
Starting the Cowboys defense, though.
We're starting Jake Ferguson.
Oh, God. He scored a touchdown, but, didn't Schoonmaker too?
Yeah, dude, this has to be a CeeDee Lamb touchdown week, right? Can we get one of those, please?
We're running a tight end by committee.
The next game we are going to be talking about is the primetime Sunday Night Football Steelers versus the Raiders.
When are they going to give us a good primetime game?
This isn't fair. I don't know what the NFL was thinking when they put these games together. Oh, let's put together Steelers-Raiders. Oh, let's put together Giants-49ers. Oh, let's put the Browns versus Steelers. What are you doing?
What are
you doing, the NFL? What are you doing?
It's not even like the beginning of the season people thought these teams were going to be all that. These are just bad matches.
These are bad teams. They're not good. We knew they weren't going to be good in the offseason, and they're still putting bad teams out there. It's ridiculous.
We should be able to vote on the primetime
They should be
games.
able. I know the players hate it. I know it's not fair to the players, but they should be able to. The dog is looking at you like that. They should be able to flex these primetime games. They should be able to throw a 1 o'clock game into the slot. I'm sorry, you don't like it as a football player. I get it, but you get paid millions of dollars a year, and this is part of the job. I'm sorry.
It is a business at the end of the day. Now, in terms of fantasy football for this game,
but I don't both. The Raiders might be good.
Maybe
the Steelers might be good too.
Maybe, who knows? I wouldn't bench Najee just yet. This is a pretty bad defense he's going up against. But if he doesn't outplay Jaylen Warren this week, it's time to absolutely panic because he's looked bad through 2 weeks. Jaylen Warren's looked great. This is going to be the make or break week for Najee Harris.
Yeah, if Jaylen Warren comes out there and puts up more points than him, you're screwed. There's nothing you could do. You can't trade Najee because he's going to not be enough. It's not going to be worth them. I'm sorry. The dogs are geeking out here. I got one laying on my foot and one's running on the wall. But if Jaylen Warren outscores him, you can't trade Najee for anything. There's nothing you can do about that. And Yeah, you're out of luck. It's going to be a tough day for you.
Yeah, outside of that, starting Pickens, starting Freiermuth, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. Is Jacoby Myers good? He's good?
He's playing. Good to
I'd
go. Josh
him.
McDaniels said he is good.
I'd flex him. I like Jacoby Myers.
What about Jimmy Garoppolo?
No.
Can you pick it?
No.
The next game we are going to be talking about are the Monday night games. I would love to know why they keep running 2 Monday night games on us.
There's probably a reason. I
would love to know the reason for that. I just don't know, and there's probably a good reason for it. I don't know. The first game we're going to be talking about is the Eagles versus the Bucks.
This game, 4.5 point favorites for Philly, over under 45.5. I got Philly winning, but this is going to be a really close game.
Yeah, it's Philly. It's 100% Philly.
Philly's getting back James Bradbury, but their defense has been...
are they?
I believe so. I looked it up before.
Wow, that's great news.
Their defense has been underperforming a little bit, but I still like Mike Evans this week.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin, I'm benching. He's done. He's toast.
Really?
He hasn't done anything.
It's not that he hasn't done anything. It's just that Mike Evans has been doing everything.
Exactly. He hasn't done
maybe
anything.
This is the week that Mike Evans doesn't do everything. Maybe Mike Evans gets locked up, and maybe we get to see a little bit of Chris Godwin.
Or maybe Mike Evans is just that good.
No.
Maybe
Mike Evans is good.
Guy.
Mike Evans is good, but Chris Godwin is just as good. And Chris Godwin will eventually have his day. And I don't know if it's going to be Monday. I don't know. But Chris Godwin will have his day. I'm not ready to bench him yet. This will be the last week I'll throw him in there and hope that he does good. And if he has a bad week after this, we'll reassess and look into it a little further. But right now, I would still be starting Chris Godwin.
I'm the other way. This is the week I'd throw him on my bench. And if he underperforms, I'd breathe a sigh of relief that he wasn't starting.
Yeah, me, so. I think this is a good, not a great game for him, but I think this is a game where he could succeed because if we see Mike Evans get locked up by James Bradbury, that opens up the other side of the field for Chris Godwin.
But they have Darius Slay.
That's true, they do have Darius Slay. Oh my goodness, I forgot about Darius Slay. Oh wow, okay, yeah, Chris Godwin. Maybe you should bench him. I take back everything I said.
A.J. Brown's a start, Jalen Hurts a start, Devonta Smith's a start. I would be willing to start DeAndre Swift, even with Kenny
100%,
Gainwell coming back.
For sure.
I think there's a good chance Kenneth Gainwell gets a good chunk of work, but DeAndre Swift was too good last week for them to just stop giving him the ball.
What about, are you starting Baker Mayfield?
I just feel like there's better options.
There are. I agree. So. There are definitely better options. What about, listen, I called it on my TikTok. I'm saying Rachaad White's having a bad week.
I'm still starting him, though. He might have a bad week, but you can't really
volumes.
Yeah.
He can fall in the end zone and salvage the week, but I don't think it's going to be nothing like what we saw last week.
Right. Still starting Dallas Goedert, even though he's been bad.
Yeah, for sure. The next game, and actually the last game we're going to be talking about, is the Rams versus the Bengals. I got the Rams winning.
I got the Rams winning as well. Bengals only 2-point favorites, over under 43.5, and
the Bengals are favorites?
2 points.
Wow, man, that's crazy to me. Joe Burrow still dealing with this injury. We don't know if he's going to play. It's probably like 70% chance he's going to play, so I would say he is. But still, he's not playing at 100%. And yeah, the Bengals have been bad.
Yeah, I mean,
really bad.
With Joe Burrow hasn't been 100% first 2 weeks, has he? Or do you think he's been fine?
They say he was, but he doesn't look like the real Joe Burrow out there. But we really haven't been able to see the real Joe Burrow because the O-line is so terrible.
Right, and that's always really been the problem with the Bengals. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, people were like, their O-line's not good enough to hold their own against Aaron Donald and all them. So unless they get that fixed, I think the Bengals are going to continue to struggle, and I think they definitely lose this game to the Rams.
Yeah,
with
Rams,
or without
Rams
Joe
have looked
Burrow.
fantastic over the first 2 weeks, and they've looked like a significantly better football team than the Bengals. You know what? I just realized this is a Super Bowl rematch.
Oh my God, it is!
I didn't realize that. That's why they made this game that game. Oh my goodness, this is a Super Bowl rematch. Yeah, the Rams are winning it again though. History don't change nothing.
Nope. Even if Burrow's not playing, I'm still starting Chase, T, Mixon. You got to do that. Puka Nacua's going to keep feasting out there.
Puka Nacua, top 10 receiver, maybe even higher, maybe top 5.
Maybe. Kyron Williams is a start.
Yep.
Higbee and Atwell in a pinch. I'd start him.
Yeah, I mean that the Bengals defense is not very good, so I wouldn't mind throwing any of those Rams guys out there.
Yeah. Higbee, Atwell, like I said, they're really just volume guys. I don't think they're really that talented compared to Puka Nacua and all that. But
I don't know. Atwell's not bad. Atwell's a fast little dude.
He's a little man.
Fast little guy. Fast little man.
Fast little man.
But I would start Tutu Atwell if I was in a pinch.
Yeah, why not? Sure.
If I had Tutu Atwell on my fantasy team, I would have started him this week. Sheesh. Instead, I started freaking Darius Slayton.
Done. All right.
And, yeah, we just talked about 16 football games, I think.
Sure, I didn't count them.
Yeah. Did we miss any? We didn't miss any, right? We got them all?
No, I think we got them all. Real
nice.
Quick, before we get up out of here, what's your game of the week?
Easy. Vikings-Chargers.
Yeah.
It's going to be the game of the week. It's a huge game for both teams. They're both 0-2. and they both need to win.
Definitely.
They need to win. They're going to put their bodies on the line. They're going to put the team on the line. They're going to put everything on the line.
For sure. And what's your biggest disappointment this week? You want me to give you one?
No, I got it. Steelers-Raiders. Steelers-Raiders is going to be a terrible primetime game. I mean, that's I'm tired of bad primetime games.
Yeah, that's not crazy to say that. I would say mine's probably Seahawks-Panthers.
Really?
I don't think it's going to be a good game.
It probably won't be, but the Seahawks might be good enough to watch like a little bit.
Or maybe they're not. I mean,
imagine this is a close game.
It probably will be a close game, honestly.
Man.
It probably will.
What you doing, Gino? But I think that's all we got.
That is all we got.
Okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching the Not a Football Show. My name is Tico from the Tico Fantasy Show. This is Sully from Sully Sports. You got anything, last comments? Say?
Ski!
Ski! Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.